morning. Good morning. Welcome back to some more Magic the Gathering. Playing some modern Enchantress today. Now, we're going to go to the deck list. Before we do, I made an Enchantress deck years ago in Modern that I had a blast playing. And I'm just curious to see how the lists hold up. I have it still on untap.in. If you don't know what untap.in is, it's a free place to play Magic the Gathering, try out different decks and stuff. Anyway, so let's go over this deck list and we'll go over that. Enchantress is a really interesting prison enchantment deck that I've always been a little bit keen to, so I've always wanted to try it out in Modern today. We have, for land, we have one Hull of Heliod's Generosity. As for colorless, you can tap it for a colorless and a white to put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library, so a little bit of recursion there. A bunch of snow lands because of On Thin Ice. We have 7 forests and 4 plains, 1 Stomping Ground in deck, 1 Temple Garden in deck, and then 6 fetchers. So that's our mana base. Over here we have, start with our enchantments. On Thin Ice. Enchant snow land you control. When On Thin Ice enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls until Thin Ice leaves the battlefield. So, nice little removal spell. 3 Abundant Growths. Enchant land. When enchant land enters the battlefield, draw a card, and then it taps to add any mana of any color. Utopia Sprawl basically gets to tap 1 land for 2 mana. Greater Auramancy gives all your enchantments Shroud. Enchantment creatures as well. Destiny Spinner is a new win con. Creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. Tap 4. Target lane you control becomes an XX elemental creature with trample and haste. So in a turn where X is the number of enchantments you control still land. So there's your creature beats. Then we have Sanctum Weaver. Tap it to add X mana of any color, where X is the number of enchantments you control. So potentially get a ton of mana to use with Destiny Spinner. Sterling Grove gives all of our enchantments Shroud. You can tap 1 to sacrifice it, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it in, reveal it, then shuffle and put it on top. So we can use it to fetch stuff up. Sythis, Harvest Hand, is an Enchantress creature. We used to have a 4-drop enchantment creature. This one's better. Whenever you cast, I'm sorry if I sound real stuffed up. I am. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. So, pretty good. I think it's a little because it has the draw 1 card. Solitary Confinement at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice Solitary Confinement unless you discard a card. Skip your draw step. You have Shroud. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. So this is your prison lock deck card. This shuts down the game until you can draw or play one of your win cons. The idea is you want to have probably 2 Enchantress effects out into the field before you play this. That way, every card you play, you draw multiple cards. Blood Moon is really good. Enchantress Presence, whenever you draw an Enchantress spell, draw a card. It's an enchantment. Very powerful card. Spear of Safety, creatures can attack you or planeswalkers control unless their controller pays X for each of those creatures, where X is the number of enchantments you control. So, again, another lockdown card. We have our another 2 win cons here. Sigil of the Empty Throne is a personal favorite of mine. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. So, these are 4/4 creatures. Every one of these you play. Really like that card. Now, something that I always ran in Enchantress, a pet card of mine ever since it was released, Approach of the Second Sun. If this spell was cast from your hand, and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun, this game, you win the game. Keywords are cast. They can both be countered, and you still win. Otherwise, put Approach of the Second Sun into its owner's library, 7th from the top, and you gain 7 life. So you cast this twice, you win. We have a ton of draw power, so we can draw it quicker than the 7. Gains us some life. Just a fun way to win, in my opinion. And then last but not least in the main deck, we have Mana Bloom. Mana Bloom enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. Remove a charge counter from Mana Bloom, add 1 mana of any color. Activate only once each turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Mana Bloom has no counters on it, return it to its owner's hand. So, just more mana ramp. The sideboard wise, we have surprisingly no Leyline of the Void, but we do have Rest in Peace. We have Resurgent Belief, return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we play against something that has like a really like blowout board enchantments. Boom. Rest in Peace exiles all creatures from the graveyard. Seal of Cleansing destroys target artifact or enchantment. Leyline of Sanctity gives us hexproof. Really good against discard. Really good against burn. Dress Down is interesting because I'm not entirely sure where Dress Down comes in. I guess against Saga, right? Against the Saga decks where they play the Saga creatures. But yeah, pretty interesting. Flame Blitz at the beginning of the end step deals 5 damage to each Planeswalker, so pretty good against Planeswalker decks. Bella Summer versus control discard matchups. This one I'm interested in. Heroic Invention. Permanent you control gain hexproof and indestructible 10 a turn. I'm not entirely sure where you'd want to bring that in. And then Gaddock Teeg. Creature spells with mana value 4 or greater can't be cast. Non-creature spells with X in their mana can't be cast. So, good against Ron, I guess. Anyway, that's the main deck. This is the version I built quite a while ago. The 1 copy Wooded Foothills, 1 copy of Canopy Vista. I think these lands are probably just the lands I had in paper at the time. Sterling Wildwood. So there's Approach, Nixos Strine. Yeah. I think these were just the lands I had at the time. Solemnity? I remember this one. Players can't get counters. Oh, okay. No, because Infect at the time. So that makes sense. Phyrexian Unlife. Fun little one to throw in. Sandworm's Convergence. This was a fun one. Beginning your end step, just create 5/5 tokens. Starfield to Nyx. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield as long as you... Okay. 2 Spear Safeties. I main 2 Leylines. Interesting. Cast Out basically does the exact same thing that the Snowland does, except for this just hits permanents. So, Sony Story Circle. Huh. Interesting. Oblivion Ring. I used the Ghostly Prisons too. Okay. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That was a good card. Forcer of Crewfix was one that was played. This one I don't remember. Verdun Enchantress. There's the 4-drop one, Eidolon. Oh, that's right, because Enchantress Presence wasn't legal at the time in the format, right? Enchantress Presence. Because I do believe it only became legal. Yeah, it only became legal because of Modern Horizons. So I played the Verdant Enchantress instead. I forgot about that. An Arbor Elf. Sideboard Eidolon Heretic. Because of Storm. I don't know what that was in there for. Worship. So yeah, you kind of get the idea of what was going on here. Authority of the Consuls was sweet. But yeah, that was the build I put together. Does it tell you when you made this? It doesn't, does it? Boo. All right. Anyway, let's jump into some games. Immediately into a game. Sweet. I know it's a little bit longer of a intro with stuff, but I thought it'd be fun to look at, well, what I had. I'm just gonna keep this. I don't know. I don't know what to have here, but I built that Enchantress deck. That was probably one of the best homebrews I've ever put together. Oh, that was a good draw. And I loved it. I just had a lot of fun with it. I did play Enchantress Presence in my like tabletop version of the deck, but that was the more modern legal aspect. We don't have any source of red right now, so I think we just get Stomping Ground. If we get Blood Moon, we can really punish them. But yeah, I really enjoy the Enchantress, like, prison-y ideas. Ugh. Free Fairy. I hate Teferi Time Reveler. That's such an annoying card. Another Solitary Confinement. Just creature, ain't it? Oh, you... No, you don't get to sit there and play Teferi and then rage quit on me. Sourpuss. I'm gonna play an annoying control deck. Plays against annoying control deck. I quit. Jagatha? Gigantha? I mean, I want to keep this. In Utopia Sprawl on our opening hand. And then Blood Moon. Turn 2. Blood Moon doesn't seem that good anymore. Just ban Bauble already. I would love to see Bauble banned, and I'm on the fence about Ragavan. Triple Enchantress Presence. Well, if we get to the point to where, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the Utopia Sprawl down. Get a Forest. If we ever get to a point though where we can get the Enchantress Presence down, you know what I mean? Solitary Confinement, we should be good. I remember when Modern Horizons 2 came out, a lot of people were trying out Enchantress, and then it died off. Probably really not that good. They are definitely playing around Blood Moon. Like, do I really care about Blood Moon anymore? I think I do. Okay, so there's some kind of Gruul prowess deck. And they have mutagenic growth. First Uvenwald. Solitary Confinement? No. Pretty sure I'm just dead here. Oh, you're a bit too late. Yep, you're a bit too late. They don't have removal spell for this. Might be able to survive. Or any more pump spells. We're going to throw this underneath the bus here. That's probably not... Might be okay. Alright. What was that? They do. Okay, I put Gigantha to hand. I would have liked to have drawn a... Quit drawing Blood Moon. We can start ditching these Blood Moons, Solitary Confinement. Start ditching these. We're going to play the second Enchantress Presence next turn. Try to get our engine online. Let our opponent do whatever they're wanting to do, because it doesn't matter. I don't know, they might have a destroy enchantment spell. X each turn if able. Enchantress Presence number 2. Ditch the second Blood Moon, and then we should be pretty good. We draw in 2 cards with each one and we play. We can double spell next turn. Probably casting Lava Dart to dig. Next turn, I definitely think we need to, he's doing it to himself. Because he can't target me, maybe? But I think next turn we definitely throw down, like, probably Sterling Grove here. Ditch the other Blood Moon, throw down Sterling Grove. We could throw down Sterling Grove and Enchantress Presence number 3. Actually, we can just throw down Enchantress Presence number 3 and then Sterling Grove. Draw a million cards. Why are you showing me your whole deck for? Damage can't be prevented this turn. Okay. Uh um huh. Well, that was not something I was expecting. At all. I was not expecting that one bit. Okay, well, I guess that's a way to get around solitary confinement. Here, I was thinking, like, we've got it locked down. Yeah, okay. Sure. Just gonna bring in the 2 rest in pieces. Blood Moon's not that good here. Actually, I just say Blood Moon's bad. Bring in 2 Leyline of Sanctities. It's not gonna be great, but it's gonna be like a slight bit better, I think. Yeah, that was not what I was expecting to happen at all. Okay, so that's a good card against us. Duly noted. I was like, what happened here? Read all the card, fatty. Oh, yeah, I was not expecting that. Reverse of Wall is such a good card. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, what's the chances this thing dies, like, ASAP? Probably instant, right? Now, this is my first time playing this version of the deck, and I haven't played my version of the deck in years, so expect a lot of misplays. Feel free to call them out in the comments. I don't care. Helps me learn. Yeah, ooh, that's not a bad draw. The build that I built bajillions of years ago, bajillions of years ago was back during like the Amonkhet-ish era, Amonkhet, you know, that kind of stuff. Ink. I actually meant to do that way earlier. Yeah, back in like Amonkhet, Dominaria, that kind of era of Magic. So it's been a while. And also, some of the cards I chose in the deck was specific for my meta in person. Wow, you're freaking annoying. Was for my meta in person. I didn't play online. I mainly played in paper, so. I'm not gonna lie. I have felt very underpowered against our opponent here. Right up the stage. Bobble. Ban Bobble. I hate that card so much. I really do. I think we're just gonna take 6, like 8 here. Morphos, another card that's potentially bannable. We just dead. Yep. Lame. Alright. That wasn't very fun. I literally felt like we weren't even in that match at all. Oh. Our opponent might as well just been playing solitaire. I'll make sure checkers. I know watches. I guess in theory it's like, yeah, the prison aspect of the deck's really not that good anymore. Oh, they can just Bone Crusher Giant away the My problem with his hand is Blood Moon. If I Blood Moon the Stomping Ground, then I lose to Forest. I'm gonna keep it though. We can just Utopia Sprawl it. Utopia Sprawl fall off of it though? Yeah, one way to find out. Do it. When in doubt, just test your own theory. Oh, is that quit playing me then if you're gonna keep bouncing? Or is that who we just played? I'm trying to debate whether or not if that's the control player who bounced on us, or was that who we just played against? I don't think it was who we just played against though. Well, Hierarch, sure. Utopia Sprawl. Wait. Like, yeah, I want this deck to be good, but I don't know. Let's see. This Yawgmoth? I bet it is. This would be interesting. I don't think. I don't know if we can win this one. Excuse me. Draw a card. No, cancel. All right, we need to find an Enchantress effect. Yeah, this is more than likely Yawgmoth combo. Don't know why they didn't attack there. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, a piece of candy. Fetch. We get a forest here. Oak. I never knew this whole time you can convoke if it shares color with these. They would count. I always thought you could only convoke for the X cost. And I just learned that like recently. This card's been around for a long time. I like this Yawgmoth deck a lot. I would love to play it in person. It's super cool. Question is like, how busted would the deck be, do you think, if you had Birthing Pod in it? Probably close to being dead here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can add 5 mana from Sanctum Weaver. 4. You can't target my Sanctum Weaver. I don't know. My question is Drolf Messenger get around Solitary Confinement? Because it's lose life, not damage, right? So I guess we just play it and see. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana. 6. Math here. 5 plus 6, 11. approach. I'm gonna ditch poking. Not getting all right, let's see if it works. If it works, I'm just gonna scoop. All right. That it does. Blood Moon could be good. Well, poopy. What we doing? I like that. I gotta admit, I really feel underpowered here. Enchantress not looking super hot so far. 2 games in. Now, like I said, I could be playing very wrong. That is very, very, very possible. But also, yeah, I mean, Sigil's interesting. For safety, doesn't do a lot of good in this matchup. Excuse me. Hits us for 3. Yeah, I'm not crazy on this deck right now. Sad to say, because this was like I said, like kind of like always a pet deck for me that I really liked. Inquisition area. Goes get to Yawgmoth. Seems pretty good. Dead before you know it. And we just draw another. Well, Enchantress, my friend. Don't believe you have the power levels we're looking for in the current format. Much as that pains me to say. You're not what it used to be. I don't think this deck was ever like tier 1 though. I mean, it's even gotten better cards and it's, you know what I mean? Like, look what's happening. Back when the meta though was massively different. I still don't think it was amazing. Really need a top deck like Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace might turn things around a little bit. Why you just, unless you have Quarter Calling. Yeah, Rest in Peace is about our only good draw here. And even then, you know what I mean? Like, even then, it's not that good. We're just dead on board. Oh, they courting here? No. Evolution. They get Drolf's Messenger, I'm just scooping. Get it primed and ready to go. I know Cutthroat does it too. Alright. Not off to a good start. La fin du monde. Not off to a good start with good old Enchantress. I would like to go first. I'm going to keep it. We can turn to Enchantress present. Excuse me. All right. We're off to the races. Potentially. Maybe. I said maybe. Tomorrow, I'll be playing some more Popper. I think I'm going to play more Tortured Existence. That was just so cool. And then probably some Crash 4. Honestly, just as a format, I've just been enjoying Pauper a lot more than Modern recently. Why I've been like kind of sticking to that. We're playing against another Yawgmoth deck. I hope not. That was another matchup I didn't feel like I was even remotely involved in. No, this might just be some kind of Gruul deck. The artifact land's interesting. Oh. It's land destruction. Roadie. What did I draw? The forest? What is happening right now? It does say sorcery, right? Did I just pass through my turn? I think I just passed through my turn. Whoops. kind of modern cleansing wildfire deck. Or say, stop blowing up my shit. I really do need to draw better cards though. 5. Yep, Tireless Tracker's still really preferred. Solitary Confinement. Also, another thing worth noting, that is a cast ability, not an EBT ability. We're drawing too many lands. And Sanctum Weaver. Dude. I'm playing Magic, right? I'm not just playing Solitaire. Gross. Sick. Fortunately, I gotta play this. We can ditch the Solitary Confinement. We got another one in hand. Sterling Grove. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. I'll have 6 mana. 1 shy. Blow up my shit. All right. Well. Oh boy. This is something else. The matchup where Blood Moon doesn't seem that good. Man, I just feel like every game I've played, it just doesn't matter. Like I don't even need to be here. I mean, they've not even been close. Like none of them have even been close. I've just been completely blown out of the water each time. I mean, you look at this deck, you're like, this should be a good deck. To the Goldfish, because it's. I mean, I definitely see why it's not very popular, but neither is 8-Rack, and 8-Rack's still pretty good. Modern. Budget Enchantress. Was all the way on page 2. One deck 5-0'd with us on Christmas Eve. I tilt the whirl. I mean, it 5-0s occasionally. We're playing this exact list minus I went down one Destiny Spinner for the approach. I mean, it could just be something too along the lines of like they're much more familiar with the deck. Or this is my first time ever just playing the deck, but you know what I mean? Like I haven't felt like I've even been remotely in these games. I feel like I've been blown out of the water every game. Maybe. Yeah, Solitary Confinement used to be just a lock card, but no, not really so much. Definitely not seem that good. Like it's not seem bad, but it's definitely not locked the game down. Our opponent too just has a bunch of stuff mainboard to deal with us. Tired, man. I would like to go first, thanks for asking. All right, well, we'll keep this. Um, maybe I should have kept the Mana Bloom. They also go only 5. So that's good. Temple Garden. Not a very good start. What I got. What I got. I'm just gonna count that one as a. Well, if I do it for wins, I should do it for losses too. I guess they had to go. Would be my guess. They had to go. Go, go. Boy. Hey. Would like to go first. Then it though. I really didn't need to do that right then and there. I could have waited. My brain's like, do it now. Do it now while he doesn't have any man. Archive trap. Fuck. Control. This could it be a world that we could maybe stand a chance in? Tide Shaper. Uh-oh. Okay. Tide Shaper number 2. Playing against Merfolk. Folkiest of the Mer. See what we draw here. On Thin Ice is pretty interesting. Get rid of that one. Abundant Growth this one. There's Destiny Spinner. Also, these are not, like, you have to draw these, by the way. So we're going to ditch the other, Sythis. Just a Mana Bloom, too. To get 2. Okay. On Thin Ice would be an amazing draw. This guy can make 5 mana. 6 mana. Utopia Sprawl is interesting. I mean, Sterling Grove. Blood Moon, not that interesting. Finally, I feel like we're doing something here. Hey, we won. Oh, and they bounced out. Counting it. We won't rejoin with them. I'm gonna count that one. We actually felt like we were playing a game there. We were winning. Like, we were actually doing stuff. We were totally gonna win that game. Hell, we drew half our deck in one turn. That's when Enchantress, like, I feel like I was doing stuff. I felt like, hey, I have power today. Keep it. Blood Moon's surprisingly not been as good either as it once was. Have a greedy mana base. Potentially. White. We'll just grab the Stomping Ground. Unless they leave this mana open. If they leave this mana open, they don't. Howling Mind. Okay then. Blood Moon not that good no more. I get to draw a card from Howling Mind, right? How that works? That I do. Yeah. Blood Moon definitely not that good no more. What is this saying? This thing. That's kind of terrifying. Well, that seems obnoxious. It seems in particularly good against us, doesn't it? They get the one side Howling Mine here. Oh, this is a taking turns deck. Wow. We got God in here. Yep. Well, Okay. There's an argument for Blood Moon because of their creature. Really anything else to bring in, though, honestly. Could Dress Down kill him? Though? Got a Teeg. I don't know. What else is there? Let's just do that. Gross. No? Cut him off of blue, potentially. Oh, what are the chances they have counterspell? A million, right? Nope. Nice. They just have the basic island in hand anyway. Oh, that's annoying. Our opponent's deck's a lot more annoying than ours is. Sure. All right. The Chandra could be really annoying. Blood Moon seems to be working here for us a little bit. Crowd card would be nice. That one. Start firing off all their spells. Not even Matt. Not at all. Alright, they won. They can just ultimate Chandra. So, that was Enchantress, kind of 5 matches. Quick video, we got stomped. This deck just felt so incredibly weak. People are 5-0ing with it. I don't know how. Good for them. I just, honestly, like, I just felt like every match we played, I didn't even feel like we were even in the game. The taking turns match is weird. The one time we did feel like our engine went off, they rage quit against us. Or not rage quit, they just bounced against us. Yeah, it just does not feel strong. There's so many cards that gets around everything. It gets around all of our prison effects. There's cards that get around Solitary Confinement really easily. There's cards that get around Sterling Grove really easily. So, I mean, or even on thin ice. There's cards that get around on thin ice. Our deck just felt incredibly weak. In all honesty, like it reminded me a lot when we was playing these mono green stompy decks. I just felt like I had no power. I just felt like I was incredibly underpowered the entire time. Now, granted with a grain of salt, this is my first time playing this iteration of Enchantress, my first time playing an Enchantress deck in years. Also, I'm not very good at Magic the Gathering, and also I'm not very good at Modern. So take all that with also a massive hunk of salt. With some incredible caloric levels. I don't even think that's the right word. But yeah, but when I play like Dredge, or even the Wither Spiky build, Mill, or even the Rack, I felt like I was in the games and I felt like I had power. Not the case with this deck. I didn't feel like any of the games I was really in. I just felt like I just got steamrolled every single time. I felt like I just got hammered all the time. I just felt like there was nothing here that this deck was really doing. Like, I just felt like I got pummeled every game. Which is sad because I like the idea of Enchantress a bunch. And there's a bunch of cool cards too that's been printed for Enchantress. Like I said, I just felt like I got rammed that entire set of matches. And I'm okay with kind of making this one just a short video because it's just oof. You know what I mean? Oof. Creamed. So that was Enchantress. I don't even know what you'd do different in this deck to help. There's just been so many cards printed that just are really good, that are staple cards now against what this deck's trying to do. It is not positioned, in my opinion, very well for the meta. I mean, what's the Bone Stomper Giant or the Stompy Giant thing? Can't remember its name off the top of my head. Works real well against Solitary Confinement, we found. Cryptic Command works really well against us, which Cryptic Command's always been there. But Archmage Charm would work really well against us too. Yeah, there's just, and then the decks are so, I don't know if I want to say fast, but so quick that, I mean, you really got to set up, the way the deck runs really well is you set up the Enchantress effects with like Solitary Confinement, which Solitary Confinement was not the best. But you kind of set those up, and yeah, I don't know, man. Don't know. I feel like I got creamed that whole time, but that was Enchantress. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow on stream, I'll be back for some Hopper. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link to my Twitch page down below where I'll be playing things live. you ever want to catch me live, head over there, press the like button and the notifications. It's free and it helps out my channel a lot, and it will give you notifications when I do go live. So anyway, that has been Enchantress. Thank you guys. See ya. Peace.